gives us status quo. Breaking, well, that just keeps up.
Not really.
And that, well, that's, you know, everything's increasing 2%, great, everything does. So we're there, we increase 2%, we're at exactly the same place we were before. However, we still have the infrastructure requirements to be replaced. That means we have to put more in for the future, because I don't think it was put in, an adequate amount wasn't put into the reserves in the first place. So if the adequate amount was put in the reserves in the first place to be able to just maintain what we have, we would still be going up 2% per year just to break even. So we're going up 2% a year to break even, but our reserves are so inadequate for the task ahead, we have to increase our reserves on top of that. That means we're going to have to, because it wasn't done in the past, maybe as much as what it should have been, or I don't know, and we're amalgamating every sport together, we're going to have to increase it a bit more just to even break even, really, to maintain what we have.
The reserves were being looked at every year and maintained. The regulations changed on some of the items,
Especially fire.
And all the stuff. So that depletes the reserves quicker than you expected. You have to build them. Councillor Buck.
Just, I guess, just to your point, Elizabeth, and Marty, to yours, one of the things we haven't looked at is if we get the north south with the sewage needs, and you start bringing people in, the one benefit to bringing retirees in, they don't need a lot of recreation. You bring young families and they need schools, they need
walking trails.
Yeah, you know, lots of stuff. So old people or older people, retired people, don't need expensive recreational things. So as we bring people in and develop it, we will be bringing in more tax dollars and more, you know, hopefully down the road this will start to. But right now it is tough. Right now it is tough. There's no question about it. You're smiling.
I'm smiling. You know why I'm smiling.
You've been drinking?
Deputy Mayor Dyke.
I think that we misunderstand, mischaracterize the children of this generation too. I think we think that they're out playing in skateboard parks, and they're out, you know, they're out playing tennis, they're out doing all these things. Well, they're really sitting at home playing their Nintendo, right? And the sports and the trails, although that was our generation, we enjoyed doing that. We weren't as stuck in front of the boob tube. We were out doing things, right? So it's a different generation. So, like, you look at the skateboard park in Grand Bend, I have never once seen anybody using that skateboard park in Grand Bend.
Dog crap, that's why.
That's just a, and that's kind of an example for us. And other things are not used to the extent that theoretically we'd like them to. They need to be there. I'm not saying we don't want to maintain and have trails, but I'm just saying that we have to understand our demographic and are we spending money wisely in light of who our residents are and our recipients.
James, the skateboard park was mentioned in Grand Bend. That's a project that was put forth quickly, and there wasn't the public. There was some community groups that had money, we're going to do this, and this is where we're going to do it. And it was done very quickly without looking at these plans that we have, the rec plans and the master plan. And the location was chosen fairly quickly. That's the issue that comes out of that type of a facility being built without the proper background, the proper planning going into it. That was that came in quick and was done in a manner that should have been in a better location. Where was that? We don't know. I always thought it should have been built down on Main Street where the parking lot is. Councilor Ullman.
Well, we're giving staff direction on each one of these items, right?
Yep.
Because then they're going to provide a reprioritized list. So I believe there's a question, is there not?
Yep.
And we have a mover and a second.
Are you calling the question?
Yes, I am.
All in favor?
Are you calling?
I'll support you.
Opposed? Okay.
Hot, thanks.
Unlike you.
Fire Department Reserve Funds.
I cushioned that.
We've already, the fire budget has already put some into this, correct?
Yes, we put 25,000 in already.
Okay. Councilor Russell.
I was going through that last year we talked about it again, and we're doing incrementally.
Yeah,
Here.
that's what I don't.
So what's your feeling?
I personally don't think we need to go over 25 for this year. I think we gotta be, that's one, and I'm not saying that the guys don't need the equipment by any means,
No.
but when you talk to the chiefs, they're not near as stressed as what we make them out to be. They live within their means a lot better than we make them out. I mean, more, it's the liability side of it, I could, you know, that we can't cover. And that's not a dollar.
Equipment's not stressed either,
Exactly.
is it?
The equipment stuff, but this was put in place to do the $400,000
It's the capital
pumper.
project. write a check today for it, you can lease it over time, you can write it over. There's other options of financing, with some of this stuff, we don't need to always have to have that X dollars. Yeah, it's nice to have, but again,
25, Councilor Allen?
And the fact that there is now a plan
Yep.
that is suitable to the chiefs for the issues that were priority for them,
Yep.
which was the breathing apparatus.
Personal,
Yes.
personal equipment.
And the
More than fire trucks.
funding for that, and that's gonna change, and it's been a good one.
Councilor Allen?
With the increase of $25,000 in the reserves a year, would there be enough then to cover, there's a truck for Forest next year, there's a truck for Thetford, and a truck for Grand Bend coming up within the next 2 years. So we're looking at 3 vehicles over the next 3 to 4 years.
No, that covers all of them. They may have to be stretched out. I think that,
Yeah, no, stretching it out, when you add one on top of the other, on top of the other, on top of the other, now you've got 3 financing deals going on, that's not fair.
no, if you move one, you move another, they don't all move down together.
Unless something becomes unsafe and then you.
Well, that, yeah,
that was the other issue, that's wake up what they had.
the guys in Grand Bend said they're happy with the Forest bumper truck to replace their bumper truck.
So there, Mr. Pouty.
Because theirs is
So there.
tankers, lots older.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor?
Just a quick question, with regards to what we're putting in annually right now, maybe through you to Janet, if I understand correctly, we're putting 281,000 into a reserve for fire equipment right now annually, so we'd be just bumping that up to just over $300,000 annually for fire equipment, is that the expectation?
If you make a change, currently the True 81 is in there, and that incorporates the 12.5 in this year and 12.5 from last year that they had increased.
12.5.
They did the 25 over 2 years.
Oh,
per
I
department.
see, okay, very good.
We're gonna need more.
Okay, so just, okay, so we did put 281,000 in last year.
So that's what's proposed for this year.
That's what's proposed in 2012.
Right.
Okay. How much, sorry, did we put in last year? Just curious, I just want to see what the change ultimately would be. The annual expense.
Last year we increased it 12.5 each year, first year.
So it's just
Sorry,
12.5 less than
25.
281.
It
Over
was
2 years.
38,765 last year per department.
Oh, I see, okay, 38.
So we put, there's another $5,000 that we took out of what they would normally purchase, their bunker gear, pagers and radios. We moved out of the materials and put it into the reserve, because now they're purchasing those things out of capital rather than their operating. So that's why that number, there's a difference, but basically within that operating, it was the same.
So they do that, I understand that.
I'll second.
Okay.
Just wanna make sure we got.
Who's making my motion? I've got Dave's got a motion of 25,
Just stick to the 25.
Yeah.
Councilor Russell second.
Okay, perfect. Counselor Lesser said.
Like the board
Oh.
wants.
Yep.
Board wants.
Well, the board always liked to go higher, but I think.
No, but that would be fine.
That'll work, that'll make it workable.
Yeah.
All in favor of that?
And
25?
that's this year.
That's this year.
Yeah, that's this year, and next year.
Very well done. Something else skipped through.
Okay. Community Service Vehicle Equipment Reserve, Councilor Russell.
I'll say delete the 50,000 right out of the original resolution of the 25.
So there's no increase in the Community Service Vehicle Equipment Reserve Fund? Second by Councilor Cook.
Yeah, for discussion. Further down, there is a item that
Yeah.
needs attention.